Yo, yo, yo. How we doing, everybody? Happy Tuesday. It's a beautiful day to be making some money on Amazon. Lots of sales rolling in. Still some good product sourcing opportunity too. We got back to school season coming up very soon as well. Lots of good stuff on the way for you guys. And then if you're watching on the replay and need somewhere to start, got plenty of like free guides linked down below. You can check those out as well. But yeah, let me know what questions you guys got as you're rolling in here. Can hang out for probably 30 minutes, answer some questions, all that good stuff. And yeah, should be a good time. So let me know what you guys are running into. What's up, Ahmed? Yeah, you're asking questions before we get rolling. I love it. Sourcing from another country, can't get enough. Yeah, you can use a VPN, Ahmed. Yeah. If you really get fancy with it, you can use virtual machines and stuff. That's what most people who are abroad will do for purchasing and all that. Otherwise, you'll end up getting like a bunch of cancels and that kind of stuff for not being in the US. I think it's credit card fraud and all that good stuff. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, so let me know what you guys are running into on Amazon. Nothing too crazy going on in the Amazon space today. It's always a good like to pop on here, pop out some updates, that kind of stuff. No big gating news or anything like that today, luckily for us. So yeah, should be a good day. I've been cranking out a bunch of more free guides for you guys as well. So another 0 to 10K a month guide should be awesome. You guys usually like that. I also just did about $100,000 in a week revenue, obviously, and then breaking down how all that happened, all that good stuff. What up, Gibson? What up, Zarius? Good to see you guys. We'll have inbound fee avoidance via optimization. Gibson, the softwares that were doing that were violating TOS, and they got in big trouble for doing that, and their users got fines and in trouble with Amazon, basically. So we are not we want your account safe. So we're not going to do anything against TOS like some of those other softwares do. If you would like to get your account banned, then you're more than welcome to, but we are not going to build anything that puts your account at risk, basically. You can use CasePact. You can use our 2D barcodes as well. 2D barcodes will help you get like checked in at Amazon faster, that kind of stuff. You can use CasePact to kind of help Amazon give you a little bit less split shipments when you got a lot of something. But in terms of optimization, that was against TOS, what those softwares were doing. Yeah, anything that is TOS, Gibson, we have built in that we can do to help you avoid splits. Anything that is not, we're obviously not gonna put in there for you. But yeah, lots of there's some stuff on the back end that we can do, but it's all got to be TOS compliant and stuff. Do you need to start with auto-ungated brands, or can you go straight to big brands as a new seller? You can go straight to big brands, man. It's a good idea to hit the auto-ungates just so you can get some sales rolling, that kind of stuff. No reason not to make some sales where it's possible, right? Might as well while you're getting those gating applications in, but you can get ungated in almost any brand you want right off the bat, with the exception of ones that are like hard gated, that kind of thing. The ones that are accepting applications for anyone. But whether you've sold $1 million or $1, most of it is pretty much the same requirements there. Content super helpful. Just get started. Appreciate you, Grayson. Good to see you on the stream again. Yeah, if you have an example of something, Gibson, then let me know. But we're doing everything we can to save you guys money on the back end there. What up, Bowtie? How's it going, man? Good to see you again. How's what are sales looking like for you recently? You've been on the streams a lot, which I love. But what's business looking like for you? Do you make wholesale arbitrage? Those are different things, Dominic. Wholesale is like buying from big suppliers, big distributors, that kind of thing. Arbitrage is buying from websites. So one is more like relationship building. One is more like arbitrage is more, finding the loop in the website where you can stack this coupon, that kind of thing. Wholesale is calling a whole bunch of suppliers, building the relationships. Both take time and effort. It's just kind of whatever you like more for your skill set. If you're a guy who likes getting on the phone and doing cold calls and all that kind of stuff, then you probably love wholesale. If you don't, then arbitrage is probably the way to go. Should have a few, Gibson. We're gonna make it it's already the best shipment tool out. It's gonna be the best analytics tool as well before we start doing integrations, at least as far as we plan. But if you guys have a repricer or a software you want us to integrate, then go tell your software that you want a box of integration. If we get loud enough, we can see what we can do. But we're just going to focus on making the tool itself the best we can. About 5K has been your first best month. A lot of lofty goals for the rest of the year. Yeah, that's what's up. Good stuff, Bowtie. That's like 5 or 10K months is like understanding it, right? So like once you do that, it's kind of just doing more of the same, finding adjacent opportunity based on what you already do. That's the hardest part, is getting that first 5 or 10,000 bucks in sales. After that, yeah, it's just kind of repeating. Red Nike's become harder to ungate. Nike is not accepting new sellers at the moment. They've been cycling the super popular clothing brands in and out. So whenever those are back, we'll be talking about it here. We'll be putting it in the Discords, that kind of stuff. And yeah, right now it's closed off though. So there's still lots of other like shoe brands and stuff you can sell. It's also pretty much any, there's lots of profitable brands out there. What up, Sadiq? How's it going, man? Fees still associated to items that you have closed being out of stock? No. Especially if you don't have them like in stock anymore. Yeah, no. You can get fees for, like, say you have an item in inventory for 9 months and it's still there, right? Like you're gonna get long-term storage fees, but not for something you're sold out on. On your way to Target, do some RA right now. That's what's up, Ronald. At Target, probably look for any of the depending on your Target, they probably do like the yellow clearance stickers. Like look for those. It's also a good idea to scan. I know Walmart does this. I'm not sure. I haven't done too much retail arbitrage at Target. But like with the Walmart app, you can scan products and it'll tell you if it's on clearance, even if it's not like marked. I did super well with that on like toys, that type of stuff, especially this time of year. A lot of the retailers are updating which toys they're gonna keep as the popular ones, which toys they're gonna clearance out right now and try to get rid of. It's kind of when they start planning for Christmas right now. So you could look at some of that type of stuff, see if the Target app has the same thing. But I know Walmart does. And then hit any of like the Marshalls or Ross, anything like that while you're out there as well. Those are the typical answer, but it's they're the most consistent in terms of always going and being able to find a decent amount of stuff. You're not gonna hit 100K a month hitting Ross and clearance sections, but it's a really good way to get the first 10, 20K. Interesting question, Jake. Interesting. Better version of yeah, cool. Glad you like it, Gibson. Yeah, and if you ever have any like feature requests or anything like that, in the bottom left you can open a ticket for feature requests. All the stuff that we've been getting asked a couple times, for the most part, is already in the works too, which is cool. But if it's not, we can start getting it on the roadmap and building it for you guys. Boxem is the worst it will ever be today. It only gets better, and it only gets more and more community suggestions. It's for you guys, by the community. That's kind of the idea, right? Want to make sure you guys have a good say in the actual inventory tool you're using. How do you see if FBM sellers are getting sales on Keep It? Yeah, good question, Island. Yeah, you were asking like very beginner questions the other day, and now you're back like asking a little bit more advanced questions. I love the vibes. I love the vibes. Let me see if I can pull up an example here. Up over here. Hopefully you can find something you haven't found anything in the past. Yeah, I haven't done too much Target before, so I don't have too much retail arbitrage sauce for you on Target, unfortunately. Walmart was usually where I went, just because that was what I had locally. All right, so let me present my screen here so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Sweet. So yeah, we're trying to figure out what products look like when we can FBM them. All you really need to check for is down here on the buy box statistics. Just make sure that you see a lot of sales going to FBM sellers up on the top there. You can also check the SellerAmp buy box analysis, and you can see if we see plenty of FBM. So a couple days ago, FBM, 6 days ago, just now, FBM. This is a very FBM friendly item. Something like this, where it is decently profitable. Found these for like $5 or so, but it's all FBA. You would not be able to FBM them. Still a good item, but something like this might be better if you're like really trying to crank the FBM wealth, get some returns a little bit faster, right? Sweet. For sure, Meat. Go for it, man. Any tips for back to school as a new seller? FBM as much as possible. You can test concepts. You can go out to your local stores, place some pickup orders, test the items that day, make sales, realize you need a whole lot more, and go hit more. You're just not going to have that same kind of like quickness to learning new products with FBA. And then beyond that, just like start diving in now on products that you think might be back to school friendly. Add them to like a SellerAmp Google Sheet. So like, for example, if I pop this back up here, what does this view look like? Oh, cool. I need to play around with this more. So like, for example, on SellerAmp here, if we want to go ahead and, add like a, Halloween or Christmas, that kind of thing. So back to school in this case, like if we find some backpack listings or Crayola or whatever it is, you can start adding it to a custom spreadsheet here and then come back in a few weeks. So honestly, now is probably the right time to start thinking about buying like FBA friendly back to school stuff. There'll be plenty of time after June to keep buying back to school. But if you really want to have stuff like stocked up, now is not a bad time to start prepping. I haven't seen too many like back to school friendly sales, so I'm sure it'll be getting better and better. But that's kind of what you want to look for in the meantime. Just start building out that list, make it easy on yourself to know what's going to be really profitable when they come around. Do you need LLC resellers permit? You don't need either, Mac. It's a good idea if you have like personal assets to protect, but talk to a CPA on that kind of stuff. Not legal, not tax advice. That whole that whole disclaimer. I did not have an LLC when I started, but I was also 18 and broke, so it didn't matter. If you got family and a house and that kind of stuff, it's probably a good idea. Shipped out first shipment a week ago. Inventory still says you have no product. That's normal, Omar. It probably take like 2 weeks on average for stuff to start showing up in your inventory when you are shipping it out to FBA. Sometimes it can be quicker than that, but that's completely normal. Now, if it's like 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and you go in and the shipment says like closed, and there's less than you shipped in that actually showed up, then you can go and basically like file a case where it says, hey, I shipped 20 of these. You only checked in 10. Here's my invoices, and then they'll reimburse you for the 10, basically. Sweet, you guys are firing, asking lots of good questions. I love it. Sweet, let me. Awesome. Let's see. Sometimes people look at you weird when you're doing RA. Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. I know when I was doing a lot of like used books and stuff, I used to get asked all the time if I was an employee. I'd get like, "Where's the bathroom?" or like, "What do you guys? What's the price on these?" And it's like, "No, I don't work here. I'm just scanning everything on the shelf. How dare you think I'm working here?" But yeah. Sweet. I've also while you guys are all dialed in asking good questions and stuff, I made a new like free guide for you guys today. It's like 3 products that I have found made like 2K profit or so on, and then I made a video on how I found each one of them. So if you're trying to find like those first products, whether it's retail or online arbitrage, I just dropped it in the chat for you guys. It's just like a little basically like a nice little starting sourcing PDF for you if you want to check that out as well. So you bought 10 to get ungated, only add the ACE in Amazon. Yeah. You don't. So with ungating, it's kind of a misconception. You don't actually need to have the same product that's even on Amazon. So like as long as it's the same brand, you can still use that invoice. It's just usually you'd want to buy something that's on Amazon so you can sell it. But you don't actually have to use something that is listed on Amazon to ungate as long as it's the correct brand. Where can you find sales for the day apart from Rakuten? Check SalesGazer. It's a good resource. I like. Make a burner email address and just sign up for a bunch of coupon codes, that kind of thing, or like website email lists, and then they'll send you the coupon codes. RetailMeNot/coupons is good. Deals Plus is another website. There's lots of places. And then honestly, just pull up your favorite websites. Get a good rotation of 10, 20 websites that you like to look at, and then just pop open the Capital One Shopping on it. Show you all the coupons and stuff. Yeah, Flats, we keep that updated. Yeah, you should be able to check your email. All the click the view content button. It's got the same stuff that's on the new platform as well. SellerAmp account for hazmat, dangerous goods. Yeah. We've got all that kind of stuff baked in, Franklin. You got a notice with New Balance has IP complaints, fluid number of sellers. I've never had an IP on New Balance. New Balance it can be pretty good. Usually the IP indicator is just indicating that there's only been a couple sellers, like always, and sometimes that's a good indicator that the brand like really polices the listings and stuff. But New Balance should be safe. I've sold New Balance. Can you talk about how 2D shipping increases check-in times? Yeah, Mark. So basically, like You have to use a software to have 2D barcodes. Like Amazon doesn't let you do it on their own. And so we baked it into Boxem, a lot cheaper than anyone else. And basically it embeds your box contents on the label. Let me see. So yeah, I've got a label from earlier. It's also got my notes from the video I just made. So, so the label on here has your regular FBA box contents information, but it also has your 2D barcode on it, so that like Amazon scans it and they immediately know what's in the box without having to open it up and then check your box contents that way. So it's not like officially confirmed by Amazon that it makes your check-in times faster. They don't say that it is, but from experience and seeing hundreds of other sellers using 2D barcodes, doing it myself, it just makes sense, right? If they pick it up off the line, they can scan it and they know immediately what's in there already. It makes just easier for them, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's baked into to Boxem. I think I saw you were on that day one user there. But if any of you guys missed the Boxem early access or anything like that, and you want to get on the list, I'll drop the link in chat. You guys can get there. We'll shoot you an email when public releases out. We've been adding a bunch of awesome feature suggestions, talking to the community, that kind of stuff. Maybe long-term Zebra. I'm not. What would you want that for? We can talk about that for like B2B solutions, but we're focused on making it the best. It's already the best shipping software for sellers, and we're focused on making it the best analytics software for sellers as well. Before we do anything super fancy there, we've got a lot of basic analytics, but we've got some really cool ideas, especially for arbitrage sellers. Arbitrage and wholesale has been super underserved on like the analytics department. So we've got some really cool ideas for you guys. It's gonna make life easier, make you a lot more money, make it easier to unbury old listings that are still good to sell, that kind of stuff. Where's your Boxem Twitter at? If we didn't already shoot you a DM, then hit the Boxem Twitter account. We'll send you one. Yeah, if you had any issues with the Boxem access, if you got it on launch day, you can hit support. We can manually verify you. Had some day one bugs basically that we worked out there, and as far as we know, everyone's sorted out. But if you didn't get sorted out yet, then hit support at Boxem. We got you. Correct, Flats. You don't need that anymore. Boxem is about half the price. Saves you a lot more time as well. In testing, it's about twice as fast as listing with your old software, Flats. Middle of your first shipment for Boxem, so much easier than it even looked. Awesome, Rebecca. Yeah, that's great. That's great. We wanted to make it as simple as possible for you guys. Take away a lot of like unnecessary buttons that don't actually do anything. Make it load way faster for you guys. And it seems like we've done that so far. We got lots of cool kind of fancy features on the way for you as well. Supply. I don't know. I've never heard of that, Nathan. Supplier certification. When you're repricing mins and max, you notice that using buy cost was put in SellerAmp. Sourced includes inbound shipping as well as placement fees. It shouldn't, Manny. The price you're putting in on SellerAmp is going to be whatever you put in. So like if you baked it in on your back end settings, then that would make sense. But yeah, it should be whatever you baked in on whatever you put in a cost box plus whatever you got baked in. So like some people had their 6% sales tax added on and that kind of stuff. Ungated Under Armour last week, so whatever. Not able to sell shoe. I don't think Under Armour shoes have been ungated for a really long time. Clothes are good though. Different lead spreadsheet categories do you recommend? Yeah, good question, Brad. So setting up some custom spreadsheets and stuff is a really good way to squeeze some extra money out of the work you've already done. I removed that. So for example, like on my SellerAmp, we got like different holidays that you find a product for. Right now, obviously we don't want to buy really good Halloween products, but if you're storefront stocking or looking through whatever and you see the keep it going crazy for any of these like certain time periods, that's a really good idea. Also set up like an out of stock Google Sheet. So like all the products that you find when they're out of stock, start adding those to like that out of stock sheet. And then if you're ever running low on product sourcing ideas, you can go start looking back through that and be like, oh, that product I found a couple weeks ago, it's back. Or almost good is also another good idea, right? So 20% ROI today, the coupon's not so good, that kind of thing. You add it to almost good. And then, again, when you want to have some nice little sourcing inspiration, you dive back in and you see, oh, Adidas is running a really good sale today. They weren't when I saw that lead. Let me hop on it this time. That kind of thing. Oh, I got you, Nathan. Yeah, just submit like your invoices from wherever you bought from. That should be what they're asking for there. Testing out Boxum, testing case back comes splitting into at least 3 shipments. It might. That's just kind of what Amazon gives you. We can't manipulate that. It's like against us to do a lot of manipulation on that type of stuff. If you do case packed, it'll typically help you avoid that one single item getting split. But nothing's going to do anything about getting split shipments. That's just kind of the nature of Amazon. You can opt into inventory placement, but then you pay a per unit fee to have Amazon send it all to like 1 or 2 items, basically, or fulfillment centers. If you purchase from a supplier, you let them prep yourself. Most of the time, suppliers aren't going to prep items for you. Yeah, they're not usually gonna prep items for you. You'll ship to like a prep center or something like that, or yourself. Would you mind dropping a link to arbitrage checklist in the chat? Yeah, for sure. Let me find that real quick. Here it is. Sweet. So you're asking about it. If anyone else needs like a good list of like everything to look at before you buy an item, like ROI, look out for this type of seller increase. This is your good weights, avoid this type of stuff, like basically like a 2-page checklist that myself and my virtual assistant team, I'll just drop that in chat. Brandon, you can check that out, and anybody else who wants to use that. I am not involved in that, Brad, so that's that's going to be all with him. Capital One Spark, good business card. Yeah, because you can get 2% back. It's kind of a harder card to get. So I know you're a beginner. You're a beginner like a couple days ago. So you probably look at like the Amex Business Blue, or if you have good business credit already from something else, you can look at the Capital One Spark, but they're probably not going to approve you. Yeah. Canceled a shipment. Had to start. Yeah, we're adding a duplicate button, Dig, to fix that. But yeah. Do Adidas is hard gated? It just is right now, Aiden. They hard gated like Nike and Adidas, I would assume, to make sure counterfeit is not a low, kind of an all-time low, which is good. Whenever it opens back up, we'll be talking about it. So just stay dialed in, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it is what it is for now. There's plenty of other good brands you can sell, and then when it is, we'll let you know. Yeah, Flats, we do inventory valuation, and then we do have profit and loss, that kind of stuff. And then we'll be rolling out lots more kind of higher level analytics and stuff as well. Observe version. Yeah, you can just go through that link, Brendan. Make sure settings are for optimized in your Amazon settings to get 4 instead of 3. Yeah, so optimized is like optimized is kind of like the maximum split shipments method, but for me, it seems like, especially if you're shipping big shipments, it tends to be the cheapest. Some other people have said that they've been like an inventory placement. It's kind of whatever you want to roll with there. If you're doing a lot of like case packed, doing a lot of a certain item, it can be a good way to have less splits. On your SKUs, you put source date cost. Yeah, Rebecca, for like if you're configuring your SKUs in Boxum, then I do source date cost and then add like the count option. Basically just adds like it counts up essentially, so you don't accidentally make the same SKU twice. It wouldn't let you make the same SKU twice, but it's a good idea to throw count on there. You got 5K to invest. Not sure which supplier to use. Done a few arbitrage items. Want to go big. Yeah, you probably just want to keep the ball rolling with arbitrage for now. Then, Brendan. Sounds like you're kind of on the beginner side. If you go wholesale, you're probably gonna have to buy like $1,000, $2,000 worth of one item, and probably don't have the expertise to do that with 100% confidence. You definitely can. People have started wholesale and done it that way. I just like doing arbitrage that way. It's a little lower risk. Test items out a little easier. Those are, yeah, you've got all the publicly available ones then, Brad. Yep. Do you still sell used books? No, not anymore, Misa. I still sell like the occasional one that I got like way back in the day, like hitting thrift stores, picking stuff up for free, all that good stuff. But for the most part, it's all new items now. Used books is fantastic if you have $500 or so and you're just trying to get the ball rolling, make some sales, do it as cheaply as possible. But I did it for way too long. I made like 30 grand or so doing used books, just straight up. Should have spent that on new products and would have grown a lot faster from it. Just like just some stuff within my internal team, Brad. Where and what do you recommend buying Get Ungated for? Anywhere you can buy grocery profitably, Omar, as long as they list your info on the invoice. It goes for ungating anything, as long as you find it at a legit website that's profitable. Yeah, you can use that. What do you do if you're struggling with finding items RA in your local town? I mean, to be honest, Jason, RA is kind of just a time in the game thing. It's just walking into Marshall's, Ross, scanning like beauty, clothes, that kind of thing. Toys a little bit. I'd say those three are like where I have the most success. Hit the outlet stores, that kind of thing. But yeah, it shouldn't be too tricky. RA is just like one of those things that most people aren't willing to do spend the time for. OA takes some know-how. RA just takes elbow grease. That's why it generally works for pretty much anyone. Yeah, Brendan, for sure. Do you have a way to prep center login, import data after shipment? Yeah, you can just share your login with them. We have guest users done. We're just working out some bugs, that kind of thing for now. Like my account has it and it works great. We just have to check a couple more things and then we'll roll it out. For now, you can just share your login with your prep center though. Is new listing software good for used books as well? Yeah, you can use it for whatever. Yeah, whatever you want to send into Amazon. It's the fastest way to do it. What's a good starter thing to resell? Anything that you're interested in already, Aiden. So like if you're really into certain niche, like, you're really into sneakers or something like that, that's a common one that people go and they know where to get that type of stuff cheap. Or you're into a certain hobby, right? You probably know the best brands in the hobby. You know where to get the stuff on sale, that kind of stuff. That's a good place to start. If you don't know anything like that, or you don't have like any of those like personal interest type things, you can just dive in with, start looking at other storefronts to get some product inspiration. Not right now, random. Best way to get ungated. Yeah, any ungating thing, just buy a product online. For beauty, you can do Ulta, Target, wherever. Anything you find profitably, as long as it's got your business info on it, you can use that to ungate. You could return the products after, but that's not a great habit to get into, because if you start spamming returns on a certain site and then later on they run a really good sale, they're going to be like, oh, he was trying to abuse the return policy. Let's cancel all his orders, that kind of thing. Generally, it's just a little short-sighted to do a bunch of returns, and it's not good for the reselling community in general as well. If you're down to your last $100 and you got to make ends meet, then do it, but shouldn't really be any reason, since you can just ungate with something profitably. How do 10K months folks have space? What's the threshold you've seen for a prep center? I mean, yeah, like usually if you have an extra room in your house, you can easily run 100 grand a month through a bedroom. It's not really, I've seen it done over and over again. If you're doing a lot of merchant fulfillment, it might be trickier, but yeah, you don't really need too much space. Prep centers usually make sense when you are just like very time limited and have plenty of capital. You just need to free up some time to spend some more money, basically. Tips for hiring a VA. I mean, you're selling like used books and that type of stuff. So like based on the questions, you probably don't need a VA yet. It's just going to not be a good use of money because you probably don't understand like product sourcing and stuff. If I'm wrong and you're crushing the game OA, then I've got some videos that break down like hiring VAs and stuff. End of the day, like when you're hiring a VA, just hire someone who's like excited, who's eager, who you get along with, you vibe with, you can see yourself working with for a while. Not necessarily like who answers the sample projects and who interviews the best, that kind of thing. I just like to hire enthusiastic people who seem like they're willing to learn and all that kind of stuff. You understand, lower the BSR the better. See sellers, social media, and we'll buy whatever is profitable. Yeah, I mean, like obviously faster selling stuff is always good, Omar, but If your opportunity is to buy nothing or to buy something that's profitable, even if it sells, only like 50 times a month or something, then you buy the 50 times a month item, right? Once you start getting, like, when you grow your business, you'll reach a point where finding products is no longer the bottleneck. It's you're like running out of money to buy all the stuff you're finding. Once you hit that, then you can get pickier. But until then, you just buy anything that's profitable until then. So item someone tanks price, time to dump, I guess, familiar enough to know. Yeah. So as far as you bought an item, like the price dropped. Ask yourself, like, is there a good reason why the price would go up soon? So maybe it's a back to school item, it's crayons, it's a backpack, that kind of thing. It's a pretty good reason why price would go up soon, right? If you're just like hoping and praying and the item's still sitting there at retail price, you can still buy it profitably. Like, there's no real good reason why the price would go up anytime soon, right? So that's where you just kind of get your money back out of it. As far as avoiding it, like, go back into that item where the price has gone down now and see if there was anything that, like, any warning signs that you could have looked out for. Like, maybe the seller count was already increasing, or the price was way cheaper in the past. That sale you bought on it was retail price. It wasn't really that good, and the price got even lower. That kind of thing. Should try to apply for tax exempt. You can, Jason. Not a lot of sites accept tax exempt, unfortunately, though. Like Lowe's, Walmart, I want to say Costco, I think. There's not too many that accept for-profit sales tax exemptions, though. Usually just like not-for-profits when you're buying online. Sweet. Yeah, probably going to go ahead and wrap up here. And I guess Miles is about to go live too, so it's good timing. So I'm going to drop a killer free guide for you guys. So if you don't already have like a starter guide kind of thing, there's a few hours of videos, like 5 downloadable guides in there. I just dropped it in the chat. It's a completely free guide for you guys. And then it also comes with a free Discord, so you can come and ask questions, that kind of stuff. So check that out if you need like a starter pack to get rolling with Amazon. And then go over to Miles' channel. I think he's about to go live and do some more Q&A and hang out with you guys, that kind of stuff. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Really good vibes, good questions, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys again very soon. Let's get after it. Let's make